You're listening to the Comic Crusaders Podcast. I am your host, Al Mega, CEO of Comic Crusaders and Undercover Capes. In this show, I'm sitting down with creators from all walks of life to talk about inspiration, process, the lessons they've learned, and a whole lot more. Well, power man, this is your boy, Al Mega. Welcome to another cosmic edition of the Comic Crusaders Podcast. And today, we're bringing out the big creative guns, baby. That's right, because he's the publisher, a visionary, a literary rock star from another galaxy. He is the founder and chief creative officer of Iconic Arts and the founder of Gungnir Books and publisher, of course. Let me tell you, they got some fire stuff, bro, all right? I mean, we're going to be diving deep into his universal stories, his creative DNA, and what's next from Gungnir that's going to blow out geeky minds, baby. So grab your mead, warriors, because we're entering the halls of Gungnir and talking straight to the Odin of indie publishing with the one, the only, the big boss himself, Mr. Matthew Medney, baby. How you doing?
What's good, my man? How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for coming through. I mean, look, you all looking like from the Tales of Odin, bro. I mean, when are you gonna lose an eye? I hope not, but geez, are you planning on this?
I thought about an iPad. You know, I think it might be necessary, even if the eye's still there. You know, just for the aesthetic.
You're gonna be the Slick Rick of comic books. I see it. I see it now. Holy fuck! Man, you're making your own Mona Lisa, though, if you will, through Gungnir Books, man. We're gonna be talking all about that and this whole creative journey that you've been on. So let's take us back, bro. Because you know, us at Comic Crusaders Podcast, especially with the new guests, we love our origin stories. Let us know where you're originally from, and most importantly, what was the first thing in fandom that you ever fell in love with?
Yes, I'm from New York City.
There we go, bro. A Brooklyn boy here was popping.
My man, I grew up in Stuytown.
There we go. All right, bro. Shaolin.
My first thing that I got into fandom for, I mean, probably the first thing would have been the Mega Man video game on Windows 94. That was like, I was obsessed with that game.
He said Windows 94 when you had to actually press power on the computer.
Exactly. And then very quickly into Sega Genesis and Sonic. I was a big Sonic guy. But probably the first graphic novel story that I got obsessed with was Sandman.
Oh, nice. Good one. Good. Any particular book? Was it the run itself or what the special?
Yeah, the original.
Because me, I found Sandman through the special edition that came out in the mid-90s, if you remember that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And that's how I found out. Like, yo, this is fire.
I think it was the original because I was reading a bunch of Martian Manhunter and reading a lot of DC stuff. And I started getting interested in the things that were adjacent, right? Like what were the characters that weren't necessarily the Cape Crusaders that they were putting out? And I stumbled upon Sandman, and Martian Manhunter is a big piece of the comic. A lot of people don't necessarily remember that because the show and the audio drama he's not as in, but in the comic he's a relatively big piece, kind of a partner almost to Morpheus. I just fell in love with that.
I dig that. All right, so wait, so you know, you found comics, but how did you find it? Did you find it yourself? Was it mommy, daddy, titi, a sibling?
My aunt Cillian and her husband Mark are huge Trek fans, and
they're at fault for getting you addicted into fandom. Got you. So your parents are going to blame anyone for this. It's them.
No, I blame them for sure. Okay. But they're also huge Trekkies, and I'm a big Trekkie as well. But I got into Star Trek later. Initially, when they were into it and pushing it on me, I was not feeling it. I found my love for it a little bit later. But they are huge comic fans, and definitely was the first thing that got me into it. And then I got into Saga, and that was sort of when it was like over for me.
Oh man! Oh, right. Excellent. All right, so let's get into this. You've rocked heavy metal, and now you're rocking Gungnir Books. How did this journey morph, if you will, from music to myth?
Yeah. So I mean, so if we go back even further, in about 2011, I started working in the music business as a tour and production manager for a bunch of DJs and bands, doing all the pyrotechnics and confetti and stage design and.
Oh, you're a dangerous man. All right, guys. Now we know when there's an end of the world apocalypse, we need somebody to know some explosions. We got Matt in the house.
So I did that for just about 10 years, and the saying on me is I would say it's about a 5-to-1 on your life. So every 1 year touring is like 5 years to your body. So
you're telling me you're actually only 18 years old right now?
No, the other way around. I feel 86. So I realized I had to get off the road and do some other stuff that was intriguing to me. And I had a buddy named D who was head of A&R at 300 Records. And Shaggy was having a new single come out with Nicky Jam called Body Good. It's like 2016. And I go, let me make a comic book for the single. And I hadn't made one before, but I was really into storytelling. I'd written a bunch of things, and nothing that had been published yet. And I had a lot of stage storytelling experience. And D gave me a couple of $1,000 and said, see what you can do with it. And we put together this really cool 10-page story and a motion comic for the single Body Good. Billboard picked it up, said it was like this cool thing. It got a couple of 100,000 plays on Shaggy's YouTube, and
nice. Good idea.
And then that propelled me into starting a company called Hero Projects, where we made custom comics for Live Nation and Chance the Rapper and 311, Rolling Loud Music Festival, Floyd Mayweather, the NFL, all of those fun things. And that led to the people that ran heavy metal. And I came on in the end of 2019 and left just about at the start of 2023, and ran it for 3 years. Had a lot of fun, a lot of it was a journey, really interesting conundrum to shepherd a brand that needed to be innovated, but also pay homage to where it came from. At the end of it, I just felt like I had a vision of what I wanted to do that was asymmetrical to how the company needed to run. So we parted. And then I started Gungnir about 6 months or so after that with Steve Orlando and Jim Kruger. And here we are.
Oh, man, wait a minute. Talk about the story of that Promance then. How did you meet those fellas?
So I met Jim when I was creative directing for Steve on Hero Quest. So Jim wrote the Hero Quest book that we put out, and I art directed it. And that was
you keep talking there because I have that book and people need to see how it goes.
And we had a ton of fun. We put that book together in just about 100 days. And it was, we hired about 35 artists. Jim wrote every word of it. And when you put together a part prose, part comic book, part lore book in 100 days, you either come out of that hating the person that you worked with on it or becoming blood brothers. And Jim and I became blood brothers from it.
Look at what a gorgeous book this is, though. And it is self-porn. And it is a mix of art and, you go like prose, and it's dope, man. I mean, you got a full story here. This is something you want to take to the beach and read type shit. Like on some real business. It's like, this is so, and again, it's Steve Aoki. I mean, it's it's going to be fun if you read his stuff through Neon Future from Impact TV before. I mean, like, my man is on the pulse of cool shit, and this, I mean, look at that too. That I mean, you guys designed a beautiful book here, and she got weight too. Like, this was to help me defend myself in a fight. If I hurt, I could. I'm not that we're condoning violence, but this could hurt someone.
We used some pretty heavy paper on that, and our printer did an amazing job with the foil on the cover. So, we had a lot of fun designing that book, and with Steve. Steve had done a bunch of stories for me when I was running heavy metal, and he and I just always saw eye to eye on things, and even in our disagreements saw eye to eye on the other person's perspective. And when I left heavy metal, and I was like, I'd love your guidance and eye and ear and pen at Gungnir. He was all in. So, you know, Jim's our editor in chief and Steve's our executive editor, and then I run as a publisher and keep a really tight knit publishing team. And it's you know, I'm really happy with the stuff that we've made, stuff that's coming. You know, I got a test print here of Aeon, and it's you know, it's just an amazing book.
Oh, look at that. More self porn. This guy makes the porn for ourselves, baby. And look how beautiful. Oh, man. Look at that.
Yeah, Lorenza Palmani, the artist, did all the inks and all of the colors herself. I think it took 3 years to draw it. I wrote it with Joe Harris and John Connolly. I think the book is like 180 pages or something. It's a thick one, and it's just phenomenal.
All right, I gotta ask you here, but what's the secret sauce behind launching not one, but 2 creative empires? Do you sleep, or do you just download dreams like Neo and shit?
No, you sleep. I sleep a lot. Sleep 8 to 9 hours a night. Just efficient with the time you're awake, and have really great partners that, like, you know, bring it all together. But, you know, the things that we're doing at Iconic Arts are amazing. We have I can't talk too much on it right now, but we have our first TV show coming out this summer.
Look at this guy.
Which I'm really proud of. I wrote it. My partner Alec directed it. My other partner Jack was our producer, and it's really amazing. And then on the Gungnir side, we have some really big news coming out, hopefully in the next month. But we're doing some really awesome stuff on the publishing side, and it's not just graphic novels; it's prose books too.
Nice.
I really have a soft spot for prose. I just think they're amazing, and yeah, I can't say enough about the team and all the artists that we have working on things. You know, the thing that I think Steve and I and Jim align the most on with Gungnir is that too many publishers create an art style where you know the publisher because you saw the art, and you know what publisher does art like that. And early on, we aligned that the art style of Gungnir is that every book is wildly unique from the other. There's not 2 books that have the same art style, even if they have the same artist. We try to really change the style and make it feel unique to the story, and I think that's really exciting because I just love it.
You know why I like it? Because that speaks to life experience, where we see life our own way. Like, you know, we could be standing next to each other, but whatever we're viewing, we're going to have a very different perspective of what we just saw.
Exactly. And we just, like, you know, not every story. If the art is supplemental, then you should have written a novel.
Heavy. You hear that? I felt the slap on that. That's crazy. So I want you to talk to me about this, though. Gungnir, right?
Yeah.
That name is God tier. How an Odin spear did that become your publishing banner?
You know, I mean, as you can see from my aesthetic, I'm a big fan of Norse mythology. I think there's a lot of awesomeness just in the lore and everything there. And, you know, while a lot of people know Odin, sort of the god of war, he's also the god of poetry. And Gungnir, his spear never misses its mark when he shoots it. So I thought there was a very apropos ideology there of the god of poetry never missing his mark as our publisher's name. And then I'm a big fan of the color pink, so I thought that you know, having a punk rock, hot pink, Norse mythos attitude publisher was the way to go.
Dig it. I dig it. Now I gotta ask here, bro. You've worked with NASA and heavy metal, as you stated, right? And you know, if Elon's doing it, when are we getting the official Matthew Medney rocket ship line?
I'd go tomorrow.
Yeah, big shout out to Luke. All alone told stories when done right. I feel you, baby. That's right. When done right. I hear you. We're not a discredit to writers out there, but I hear you there, Luke. For real. So, what was the moment around the spark when you knew that Gungnir Books had to be born?
I think after I left heavy metal, I thought about it for a couple months, and I was like, do I want to stay in doing things in publishing? Do I have like an innate feeling for this, or do I want to move on to something else in the creative space? And books just kept coming back to me as a medium that I really, really care for. And I think a lot of publishers and book readers today have sort of moved past why we create books and why publishing is so important. And a lot of publishers just look for the new hot talent that sells books on the name, not on the story. And we really want to create a publisher that would do what publishers did when I was a kid, which is help explore new voices and finding really, a lot of people don't think of it this way because of what has transpired, but Scholastic looked to be an extremely bold and courageous move to publish an unknown female author in her fantasy Hogwarts story, right? Like, a lot of people thought that it was crazy that Scholastic would print 500 copies of The Sorcerer's Stone and take a risk on this author who's never published a book before, and every other publisher had passed on it. And now it's the biggest selling book series of all time.
Yeah, everybody's kicking themselves on the ass that said no, like shit.
Everyone did. And even the story is kind of crazy. It's one of my favorite stories in publishing. Even Scholastic was planning to pass on it. The publisher at the time, or the president of Scholastic, had the manuscript on his dining room table and left it there, went to go to sleep or whatever, and his daughter had found the script and read it, and then left a note for him that said that it'd be the dumbest decision of his career to not publish this book. And that note from his daughter was on display at a Harry Potter exhibit in New York City a couple of years back. And that's why then he took the chance and just published 500 copies of it to see what would happen. And those sort of stories are what I think makes publishing great. Not there's no shame to the Brandon Sandersons and the James Pattersons and the Alan Moores who just sell on their name. Of course, that's amazing, and they weren't always that way. But when publishers don't balance that with young voices that they believe in, you sort of lose the spirit of why it happened.
It should be like baseball. Build your franchise. Build that base. You know what I mean? Like build that farm of amazing talent, because you never know. And wonderful that thank God that little girl read that book.
Exactly. And so that's sort of what propels me to do the publishing.
Oh, look at this. Lupin says that some of the best Stephen King novels were rescues from his own trash can.
Oh, I'm sure of that.
That sounds insane. Can you imagine? Hey, wait a minute. This is actually pretty good. What are you doing? Maybe that was a coke-infused night. Who knows? Allegedly, but he admitted it, but I'm not trying to get in trouble. Now, the sci-fi and fantasy scenes are packed, right? But Gungnir is dropping heat with depth and flavor. So what makes your title stand apart in this wild multiverse of comics?
Yeah, I think it's our approach on art. Is really important, where every book feels and looks different. Our stories that we try to tell sort of our barometer or price of entry is the story going to leave the reader with a question that they want to debate with a friend on a Friday night?
Ooh, nice. Friday night debates, baby. Let's go.
And so our books should be the tinder that starts the flame. Right, that's how we think about it. Like in a true genre science fiction manner, that's how we think about the stories that we want to tell.
All right, I'm about to bring out the website in just a sec, but I need you to answer this. From story conception to final print, What's your creative ritual? Is it candlelit chants or cosmic coffee fueled spirits? I mean, what's going on here?
It's definitely probably a combination of both, but a lot of coffee. A lot of coffee. And that's a good question.
I'm gonna bring up this wonderful website, baby. Because look at the beauty of this website right there, man. Let me say, let's play Publisher Psychic, baby. Which upcoming Gungnir title is going to break the internet in 2025? And I know you want to say all of them. I know you're dying to. You know what I mean? But let's talk about it. That's right. That's that smoke right there. They got that fire, baby. Let's talk about this.
Oof. I think for this year, I mean, last year we put out Mutant Cats and Chupacabra, and those have been amazing.
Oh, I'm reading both of those. Fuck, I'm halfway on the Cats. I wanted to read kind of a little bit on both before we got on it, so I read kind of half and half. The Cats is hysterical from the get. I'm digging it. It has such a vibe. It has a vibe, yeah. Like, you know what I mean. But then I'm Puerto Rican, and you bring on the Chupacabra into this shit, you got me hooked. So I was like, oh, wait a minute, and then. There's a thing there about where they feed, and I'm like, oh my god, this is disturbing.
I'm half Brazilian, so I'm big into the Latino lore.
You fucked me up when I saw that Chupacabra shit going on. I said, oh Lord, what the hell?
Oh man, I love it. We have a book that we just started to announce that's coming out later this year called Last Breeds. And it is, I don't even know if it's up on the website yet. So that's probably, I mean, it might be, it might not be. No, I don't think
the ones we have here.
Yeah. So, I mean, Aeon is going to be amazing. Out of the books that are here, and then I'll tell you about Last Breeds after. Aeon is our homage to like Sandman. The premise is, at the end of time, the last 7 sentient beings convene at the last black hole to discuss the trials and tribulations of the stardust ancestors they arose from and what to do with a dying universe.
All right.
And it's real heady. It's really fun. Joe is an amazing collaborator. And John, who I wrote Kuiper with, and is an aerospace engineer. The three of us wrote it. And then, as I said, Lorenza with the art is just breathtaking. That book we're really, really excited about. And then Last Breeds, written by Jonathan Ball, a story by Jonathan, myself, and Gregory, GMB is what he goes by. GMK, sorry, or GMB. I'm blanking right now. Sorry, Greg. And art by Scott Henderson. That book is special. It's duochromatic, so the whole book is in reds and green tones. We've gotten some amazing early support from Scott Snyder, who's gave us a quote for the back of the book and said it's one of his favorite books of the year.
He's awesome, man.
Yeah, he's amazing. He
says hello to me when he sees me. Hey, out. He shouts me out when he sees me first. I said, oh shit. People look at me like, how the fuck does he know you? Who the hell is this guy? I
love it.
I'm just a little podcaster, that's all.
That's amazing. So yeah, I'm really excited about that book and what we have in that, and I'll send you a digital copy of it so you can see it. But
please, don't just tease me. Come on now.
But it's really cool. But yeah, I mean, I'd say Aeon and Last Breeds this year. We're really excited about.
That's what I mean. Look at all these amazing. The one that we were talking about, the Chupacabra, Tales of Blood and Ink, right here. The Existence, the Crazy Mutant Cats. Yeah, telling you, it's so much fun. Hero Quest, a lot of fun. And again, it's a book that definitely listen. This is what I love, man. These are books that are not a 10-minute, 15-minute read. You know, where you're spending your money. It's like, damn, I read that so fast. No, this is nice. It's it's definitely a bang for your buck and value of reading and artistry and story, well put together, great looking book. The book is beautiful. Why wouldn't you want to show your friends something like this? And again, with the foil and all, it looks dope. The back cover, the spine even got art. Again, you put this in somebody's hands, they feel that, like, whoa, this is a heavy book. They start looking, oh, this is so cool. It's like a novel, and a comic. Those are the first things they say. Oh, it's a novel and a comic? I'm like, Yeah, it's a graphic novel. I dig it. So, obviously, all these titles are available now on your website, right?
Yep.
Excellent, man. And all right, so let's talk about this, man. You've championed some bold voices. How did you curate the talent? You know, is it instinct, a gut punch, lights in the sky, spelling, sign them?
It's definitely gut. You sign talent because of who they are, not because of what they're saying. And what I mean by that is rarely am I approving a pitch because I thought the pitch was the most undeniable thing. Sometimes that's the case, rarely. Usually it's that I really like a pitch and then I meet the creative and I really like them. And, it's so important, with James right there, James Patrick, his amazing book, Kaiju Score, An Astronaut Down at Aftershock.
Yeah.
And James is just one of the best guys I've ever met. And same goes with Robert Greenberger and everybody else on there.
I mean, look at this team. You assemble a small army here. I mean, maybe this army could beat that one gorilla.
Nice. But yeah, it's really just like-minded people who are very talented. That to me is what's most important.
I'm digging it. All right, so your resume stacked like a graphic novel omnibus. What keeps you fired up in the face of deadlines and dimensional chaos?
Well, dimensional chaos definitely keeps me up at night, for sure. Without a doubt. I'm very concerned about it. Hopefully, Secret Wars will shed some light on dimensional chaos.
Let's hope.
But no, deadlines. I'm annoyingly ahead of schedule usually. I try not to leave things till the last second.
All right. Have you ever had a pitch so wild that you had to ask yourself, are we publishing this or are we summoning some kind of demonic overlord?
We have one story that's in production right now.
In production, we're summoning.
The artist David Ganache is a madman. Here, let me see if I have a couple of the pages here, because it is man, it's one of those stories that you look at and you're like, what is this artist smoking? And I ask myself that every day when I look at new work from David.
Did he ever send you what he's smoking?
I really try to get that answer, and it has eluded me. It has eluded me greatly. Here, why don't I? Here, I'll share a couple of.
Yeah, if you do a share screen, I could put it on, and then you can.
I'll send you the link, my man. Oh, I can present.
Yeah, you could present.
Actually, I'm just gonna send you the link in our private chat. It'll be easier that way.
No, there's a link there. I'll handle that, folks. While I do that, let me ask here. Iconic arts. Let me ask you about that for a minute. It's all about crossing boundaries, right? So do you see comics evolving across media in the next 5 years?
Yeah, I mean, it's always bubbled, right? Everybody thinks comics and TV is just capes, right? But the reality is movies like A History of Violence.
Yeah, I love that.
Right, that was a Vertigo book. Same thing with Umbrella Academy, which isn't really a cape story at all. Same thing with Sandman. Same thing with Watchmen, even though that's kind of capey. But there's a lot of non-mainstream Marvel DC that gets turned into film and television. And I just think that building stories that start off as literature become adaptations for the screen are just the best.
Here's just a little sample, folks. Let me put that just on the bigger screen and take that out. Right there, just for one. But I mean, look at that. Look at that. Can I zoom in? Yeah, right here I can. There you go. I mean, look at this art, folks. Wepa. That color. What? boss level, folks. But look at that splash page right there. Jesus Christ. The panel work on that, the coloring. Woo! Woo, bro. What type of porn are you showing me right now? What's going on? It is so curvy-ish right here. Motherfucker, bro. Very, very curvy stylish. Wepa. One more page, folks. That's it. I was only gonna. Ooh, perfect page to end that. Because I mean, look at that lettering. It's not the curvy crackle. It's whoever this guy's crackle is. Because holy shit. There we go. Oh my God, guy. Where did you find this? What happened here? What's this? What's this?
Yeah, I got to shout out my boy Enzo. Enzo's his manager, and Enzo always. I'll tell him I'm like, I need a psychedelic artist that can do X, Y, and Z or this and that, and he always finds me the best talent. You know, he's amazing.
Lou, if you like that, Lou, and anyone that's watching, the website is Gungnir Books, GUNGNIR Books.com. The links are also in the show notes. I'll make it easy. You better click away and show love. This is independent comics at its best over here, all right? Now, we're going to find out something really important over here. I got to ask you this. What's the ultimate goal for Gungnir Books? Is it galactic conquest, indie revolution, both?
Definitely indie revolution. You know, I think that there's an opportunity right now for publishers outside of the big two to make some really interesting moves within the space. I think there's a callback to more printed items right now, which I think is really great. And of course, we want to make TV shows and films based off of our books, but that's more of the sprinkles than it is the ice cream. You know, to us, the ice cream is building an amazing community of people who love to read, and we go to put out a new book, and we've made our money back on the book before they even know who the author is, because it doesn't matter who the author is. It matters that we've created a community that can curate amazing voices, and they're not buying it because of the author's name. They're buying it because they trust us to provide them with amazing authors that can make their imagination go wild. And it's not, to be very clear, it's not that we don't want authors to have power. I mean, I write books for us. I'm a big believer in creative first, and all of our staff, everyone that works for and with us, are creators first. It's very important for me. But I think that both in party-going situations and in publishing, the author's name has become more important than the quality of what they are providing. And we just want to come back to a place where you're coming because you trust our curation and discovery, and then you discovered this new amazing talent that you become a mega fan of, not that we are the ones providing something of someone you already know, because that's how publishers and party companies become banks rather than publishers, right? Yes. You know, for a talent, we want to be that partner that helps them achieve their goals. And to do that, you need to have the trust of the community at the publisher level, not at the author level.
I love it. If I be that stepping stone for that new future talent that actually has talent and not given those opportunities, then, you know,
exactly,
be that door. Yo, fuck yeah, baby. I'm with it, bro. I am with it, man. Man, be part of your Asgard. Let's go, bro.
Dude, I mean, that would be the real great. You know, hopefully Elon SpaceX finds Asgard. That would be fantastic.
Could you imagine? That's what they actually find. They don't find no planet. That shit we were talking about with life was actually Asgard. Oh,
that would actually be a great storyline.
That would be fucking wild.
Please.
The ultimate oops. Oh, we're Midgard. Those motherfuckers are the ones that blew up the bridge. Hold on. We found them again.
Oh my God, exactly.
Oh man, are we in trouble now? All right, so all right, man, you're great, man. I dig the energy. Let me ask you, bro. You know, you've been through so many things and worked with so many stuff. What advice would young Matthew give to today's aspiring creators who want to build something iconic And yes, the pun is very much intended.
Just, stay true to what you want to create. And most importantly, is fail fast. Fail fast. You're going to, behind every success is 1,000 failures. And being able to get through those, reconcile why they didn't work, use that knowledge to better the next iteration is the most important thing. Everyone tries to act like failure is not an option. And that motif, I think, is so dangerous because failure is an inevitability to success. Without failing, you'll never understand success. Just like without pain, you'd never understand love. There are two sides of the same coin. You need failure to have success. And, one of my favorite quotes of all time is when Jordan got interviewed after hitting a game-winning shot, and they asked him, how do you do it? And he goes, it's because you never like to interview me on the 67 game-winning shots I missed this year, or this in the last 5 years or whatever. And it's an important lesson, right? The game winners only happen because you understood what you did wrong when you missed it. And just always staying true to that reality and to that perspective allows you to have the wherewithal to know how to push and pull and stop and accelerate and make those dreams come true.
There we go. Now, bro, before we go, we need to know this. You got this publishing press, you got some fire books, you got a fire squad. And con season is upon us, baby. Are you going to be making any appearances anywhere where people could get those autographs, pick up their books, say hello?
Yeah, I think we'll be at New York and San Diego this year. We're finalizing.
I'll see you in Sandy, baby. I'm going to see you in Sandy. You're going to hear Puerto Rican screaming loudly, where this motherfucker's here. God damn it.
I love it.
Don't you worry. I'm louder than the whole crowd. Listen, they talk about 100 men versus a gorilla. I'll be louder than 100 gorillas.
Oh, my God. I love it. I love it. Yeah, we'll be at San Diego. We're finalizing our details there now, and we'll probably be at New York. And there'll be a couple of Canadian cons that will be represented at through Last Breeds with Jonathan and Gregory. I think Calgary is one of them. We'll be putting out a list probably at the beginning of June of which cons we'll be at for the next few months.
Folks, you better stay tuned. You know what? You stay tuned. It's that website I've been showing below, right? Gungnir Books, Gungnir Books.com. Please check them out. Notes below. And of course, you can also check out Matt himself and see what he's popping off by himself outside of the biz at MatthewMedney.com. But of course, follow him on Instagram at Matthew Medney, TikTok and Instagram. You can follow the publishing press right here, Gungnir Books. So check out what you need to be begging your LCS to set aside for you on the pull list. So make sure you add all these. Are you listed anywhere? Are you Lunar, a Diamond? Are you independent only? How do we?
Diamond right now is listing us. Yeah.
Excellent. You heard, folks? There we go. So go to your favorite LCS and just tell them and pull every. Yeah, there we go. Look, you already have a new follower and a guy's about to start pulling your whole collection. Lou, let us know your experience with this particular press. He is saying it's going to be for the fans, and I believe it. Comic Crusaders approve 100% for sure. So make sure you show love and follow on all his platforms. Thank you so much, Matt. You rock. And from a fan to a creator, I just want to say thank you for being bold in all your endeavors, for music and creativity, doing everything that you do. Bro, fucking keep rocking. We're a fan. Comic Crusaders got you, bro, for sure. And to all you Crusaders out there, thank you for tuning in. A big shout out to Lou for not being shy and being bold enough to talk out there and say hello. I appreciate you. And everybody else, thank you for tuning in. You know what it is? It's Omega, Matt Medney, Comic Crusaders. Hasta la próxima, mi gente. ¡Huepa!
Thank you for listening to the Comic Crusaders Podcast. If you like the content, subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, please visit comiccrusadersworld and our extended podcast family over at undercovercapes.com. And also, make sure to download the Comic Crusaders app on the Play Store today.